Okay, Jeremy here, Jeeps Unlimited, partsbreakers.com. That's what really our new name, partsbreakers.com. Been around since 1984. I'm going to try not to talk as much in this video. This frame is pending sale. So if you want to know more about us and you're catching this video, definitely take a look at our other YouTube videos. I've been around for, 18 years, and then the company itself has been around since 84. So anyway, just going to go over it real quick. So this customer can see this as, just like I do in any other frame video, except trying to talk as much, show you this frame as if you were standing here in person. So one thing I noted earlier on the phone, and I've noted in almost all my videos, is the black paint that you're seeing that's nice shiny. Yes, it's wet right now, so it looks maybe a little bit more darker, but really doesn't, it's just not dry. It's not hiding anything. But the black is all, this is factory. This hasn't been doctored, prepped, painted, anything like that. These things are incredibly clean. Our frames, and that's part of the reason we've been known for frames and tubs for so long. They're just beautiful. There's no other way to say it. I still have customers that blast them, sandblast and powder coat. And yeah, that's cool. I mean, if it's in the budget, do it. I mean, it just makes them even better. They're not needed. You can literally clean up a little bit on them. So obviously there's a little bit of oxidized metal here. And when I say oxidized, I mean oxidized, right? So bare metal, it doesn't take long for bare metal to turn brown. That's oxidized. Scaling, not oxidized. Obviously that's something that's starting to corrode or eat layers of. This is not that. This is still smooth. Just as smooth as this is, just, not black. So keep that in mind. When you see brown colors. Now, if we were to see something that was scaled up, I'm gonna point it out. These are extremely pain in the butt to do, and they're hard to ship. So we don't want you to get something that you're not happy with. We don't want to exchange something, okay? We want to do it right the first time. So that's why I do these videos. And like I said, you can look back on our channel. It's a very boring product-based channel. Not much exciting. There's a couple things on there I try to do every once in a while that makes them exciting. Another thing I'll point out here, not a big deal, but something I want you to see, right? And there is a fix for these. These guys here break. 3 of the 4 are broke. I'm not surprised not all 4 are broke, okay? There's more than enough here to get some vice grips, a little heat. This will extract that. Personally, there is a kit out there. I think TerraFlex makes it. It's a T-bar kit, and it does away with this. This is kind of a bad factory way they did these, and unfortunately, even if you live in a clean area, they break. What happens is it's really, really thin bolt, right? So there's really nothing there, and then people take an impact to them. If you were to take them off by hand, they probably would be fine. And actually, the way to do these, clearly my guy didn't know that when he did them, but is to tighten them just slightly and then back them off, and usually that breaks them free. The other thing you can use is a woodpecker, which vibrates the shit out of them, excuse my French, and that will break them free too. But again, what normally happens is they take impacts to little bolts, big bolts, you name it, and that's the first thing that breaks the little ones. So otherwise, that's the only kind of prep you'll have to do on this frame. But definitely consider that, because it's still some time, especially if you're the guy doing the work for a customer. So and that's another reason we do these. I want you to see, so you can adequate time as far as what you're billing out. So, okay, I'm gonna flip it over. I gotta put the phone down to do that just for a moment. You're gonna see the clouds today. All right, so I did that by myself. These are not very heavy. They are huge though, and that's the freight company dings us for how big they are and how light they are. It actually would work in our favor and your favor if these things were slightly heavier, but they're not. But there's ways to get there. So gas tank skid plates, cross members, axles, fenders, hoods, grills, windshield frames, tailgates. Why do I mention those items? One, some of those items are heavier than others, but mainly those items are really big. Most of our customers, if not all of our customers, within 2 weeks of receiving a frame are calling us back and ordering those things. Those items are extremely expensive to ship, but they're free to ship on a frame pallet or in a tub. So do the due diligence whether you're this customer or another customer, and double check that stuff. Sometimes looks good enough isn't good enough, or looks good isn't good enough, I guess is the saying. Okay, but anyway, back to this guy. Beautiful frame, nice, clean, straight. Even though it's super clean like this, I still run a scope down them. You never know. It's the last thing, again, what I want to do is see that. This has got, anything that you see blue is us. This is my wife doing this. This got a little ding here on the control arm, kind of S it out here. That's the only one. I don't even think this one did it. Nope, maybe a little bit. This a lot of times happens just from our dismantlers, and they just get in a hurry. I tell them they're not allowed to torch anything, but a lot of times these bolts seize in them, and then they sit there and wiggle the thing back and forth until they finally come get me, and then we end up cutting them out or whatever we got to do. So a little love tap on that guy, and that guy will go right back. It's all straight. But again, it's better for you to know it and see it versus getting surprised later. And then the last thing is this frame is what you're going to get. We do for a lot of our parts, but we do not do it for frames or tubs, or any actually body part for that matter. But mechanical parts, brackets, stuff like that. Basically what I mean by that is one frame will represent this frame and this frame only. When you buy this frame, this is the frame you'll get, okay? And same with a tub or anything else body-wise, okay? And if you're buying an engine bracket, you're gonna see a photo of that engine bracket. It may not be the exact engine bracket you get, but my guarantee is you're gonna get as good as the photo shows or better. Frames, again, not like that. This is the frame you're gonna get. I can't emphasize enough. I can't tell you how many people call and ask, you know, what's the frame I'm actually gonna get? Well, let's look at it online. They give me the SKU. That's the frame you're gonna get. Down to the scratches, the whatever, you know, like this frame, for example. One thing that's not factory on these guys is here and here. They had a lift kit on this frame, and that they had like an extended belly pan on it, skid plate thingamabobber. I hadn't really seen one before, but they had a nutsert. That's a big old nutsert there. That one actually popped off when we, focus there, pulled it. So you can plug it if you want. I'd probably just leave it alone, honestly. It doesn't hurt the frame, and if it nothing else, it provides another area for water to escape. That's one of the big flaws on these TJ frames, is everything is boxed in, and really there's nowhere when you know, wintertime, there's no really a good way for things to move out of the frame. So okay, that's it. 03 to 06, okay, 2003 to 2006. Lastly, if you have a 97 to 02 frame, those are a lot harder to find. These are hard to find, but those are even harder to find, and they're more expensive. We sell a complete bolt-on, okay? There's no difference as far as welding goes or grinding or anything like that. We sell a complete bolt-on kit that will make this frame bolt-on to your 97 to 02, okay? 6-cylinder only. I mean, you can use it on a 4, but that does require some grinding and welding. So, okay, you get a gearbox, intermediate shafts, belly pans, what else? I think that's it. Maybe a couple other things. But anyway, it comes with it. You can call us for those. They're a couple $100 more. But if you're needing that year frame, you're going to want that guy, okay? Plus, these are more heavy duty. These later frames are actually better quality. They're a little thicker, a little heavier. And we do find that they don't nearly rust out as bad. They do still rust out, but not as nearly as bad as the 97 02s, okay? That's it, folks. 303-666-9020. Again, this frame is pending sale, possibly. And that's, note that, okay? I just listed 4 frames. 2 of them are 97 02s, 1 4, 1 6-cylinder. And then I have 2 03 to 06s. That's all I've had in almost a year. These frames are getting that hard to get. And a lot of times, we have orders pending on them prior to even getting them fully listed. So just because we're out of stock on the site doesn't necessarily we don't have something coming in, but do note that if you do see something on the website or on YouTube, a lot of times they're already gone. But still give us a call, okay? It's a passion of mine. 7 acres, rust-free Jeep parts. We used to be in Denver. That's where people know us from. We actually moved in 2018. Now we're in Grand Junction. Now we live on the property. It's a really cool yard. If you ever have a chance to get out here, going to Moab, swing by. That's it. Thanks a lot.